let them take it, I guess. So,
Go
ahead, Pat.
I'm Patrick Magnuson. I basically built fabricated a lot of stuff that's on the robot, like the part of the shooter and the reloader. I did part of that, and put the frame and stuff together. Just kind of learning experience, learning all the tools and stuff that are down the shop and being able to use all of it. I thought was pretty cool. It's a big learning experience because it's a lot of money and you don't really have a lot of time to build it, so you can't really screw up a lot. So that's one of the things, and if you do screw up, you gotta make it work. So just kind of improvise and make everything work, I guess. I'd like to thank you for all the money that we got that you guys let us use. We used all that for most of the parts and a lot of the stuff that we did in Duluth, like the hotel, because it would be a long drive back and forth every day, like we did last year. It was kind of boring. It was kind of tiring. So thank you for that, and let's go Jeff.
I'm Jeff Baskin. I learned how to wire, which was new for me. Never done it before. Helped on part of the building of it, and I was the driver at the competition. So it was a pretty good experience for me. Probably the biggest thing I learned was teamwork's the best thing, because when everybody's trying to do a different thing, it doesn't quite work out. And so at the beginning we were all kind of butting heads and like, oh no, we want this idea or this idea, and then we decided, well, if we put all our ideas together and build one, it'll probably work better, and that's how we got this robot. Marshall talked about programming.
I'm Marshal Baskin, and I'm the programmer for the team. I sort of got brought in last year by a friend of mine who was talking about the Robostang and asked what that was. And he brought me to one of the meets, and I signed up and registered. And Glenn Sauve, who's a senior who graduated last year, he started teaching me a graphical-based code system. And now this year I've taken full-fledged over the code. And next year we're hoping to use a Java-based code system versus the graphical-based from LabVIEW. And probably the biggest thing with this change of the year was we've now learned how to use timed objects versus having each of them have a different button. Like for ours, we actually have it, so when you pull the trigger, it first fires a hydraulic piston, draws it back, and then drops in another disc.
And then just also to add.
If you see a lot of blank faces staring at it, it's okay, we are trying to pay attention.
And, just to interrupt a little bit, one thing that he took upon himself is at the competition, there's a section of the meet where the robot has to drive by itself with no human controller. And we kind of said, Marshall, can you do that? And then all of a sudden it magically happened. So basically you push a button, right, and then the thing does it all on its own, and then the human drivers take over. So that was a big accomplishment for him.
Yeah, this is our first year ever using the autonomous operation. But we had to cancel it because my code was off.
Is it fired up? Is it enabled?
Well, it did do it okay, that wasn't.
Tell them what's happening now.
Okay, so that's the compressor. So, it runs off tank drive, so right joystick is right. It holds 4 frisbees. So, we shoot on a linear shooting system, which is linear. It would, if we put on full power, it'd shoot like, what is it, almost across the gym.
Yeah.
So it's pretty far. You ready, Mom? I'm just gonna shoot it.
Like putting a microscope.
After that, we shoot ours into the goal, which is there's 4 different goals. And then we'd run back to the loader, which is just a hole in the wall, which is what that top part is.
Pardon? There's your bar holders.
Are we gonna okay.
So they're gonna write
So there's a pyramid there. It's 8 feet approximately, I think. And there's bars that are 90 inches or 3 inches tall.
You can say the points for how high it can climb, basically.
So,
Right up.
When he's driving this, he's normally
Watch
about
it.
80 feet away, so it's not like you're real close, so you have to be real accurate and have a lot of
Yep.
practice.
And then when we get on the bar, we just pull it and come straight up.
And that's a legal climb.
Yeah.
We did have people put the paper underneath a lot of times to make sure we're off.
It would literally ride less than an inch above the ground.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the around, there'd be the wreck.
And then how much does it weigh?
Weighs 119.8 pounds, and our limit was 120 pounds.
Yeah, so.
But what's the advantage of being that heavy?
There were like no robots that could push us, so we could
Yeah.
like push people out of our way.
Let's just say when we got to the competition, we had to do a little shaving too, remember? So about every corner of the robot is shaved
We
down
had to
right
cut
now.
4 pounds off of it, which is huge.
Yeah, it was a lot of cutting.
Here's some weight loss. This is the Jenny Craig program.
Used to be metal.
And I'm Jenny Craig. That was my doing.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff.
Smaller robot?
Okay, yeah, I'll show them the smaller one.
This is what we call our weight room.
Alright,
Part
so
of what your
this
money
is
went towards is for
a
these.
new one this year that, this is what we're gonna be making in the class next year. So,
Just set it right up.
yeah, I put it on the table. Alright.
This is done in the class, through the regular class day through an engineering and robotics. It's a brand new class the school board approved for next year. And it's kind of a intro to engineering, intro to the FIRST Robotics competition. And these guys will build this sample robot in class just to learn the build process. And then they'll take it all apart and we present it with a game during class. Of course, on a lot smaller level.
So, I don't know. Little donuts. I don't know if we'll be able to pick that up.
He hasn't had a lot of chance to practice with this. We've just practiced for about a week and a half. I don't know if you remember that video we did, the robot rescue, and they drive through an hospital. That's what we're gonna use these for, but it'll be totally designed from them, with wireless cameras and everything else. Check out our website on the school's page. We're on the front page of the school's website, and then we do have links to our website, FIRST Robotics Competition, which is still under construction. So I just want to thank everyone for all your support for the program. So like I say, it's hard for us just to talk for 10 minutes.
Push this button.
Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
You get it up without distracting me.